Good morning. I just wanted to go over some quick punching tutorials, good exercises to make sure that you have a nice sharp technique, and things to focus on that you can do at home. You don't even have to go full speed. It's really more about having a good refined punch technique. So first one is going to be for straight punches. And I know when we're in class, I talk about a lot. Imagine if you're standing right next to a wall when you're throwing straight punches, and you're throwing a jab or you're throwing a cross, so that the elbow doesn't come out. You don't flare your elbow out before you throw the punch, it comes straight out. Well, you can do this at home. You can stand right next to a wall, and your elbow will be about an inch or two away from the wall, and then you just throw straight punches. You throw a jab, just make sure that it comes straight out and straight back. Straight out, straight back. You can do the same for crosses. You can just turn around and do it for cross. So I'm gonna turn around and we'll do it for a cross. So you can do the same thing for crosses. Notice that my elbow is pretty darn close to the wall, right? So the punch comes straight out and straight back. You can still pivot that rear foot. Make sure you get a good turn of the hip on that cross, but it comes straight out and straight back. See how close I am to the wall? Straight out, straight back. All right, so for the second set of exercises, this is gonna be for hooks. I know that lead hooks especially feel really awkward when you're first learning how to throw them, and I mean, they're going to. It's not a natural movement, but really you can focus on the key components of the movement without having to hit pads or anything like that. So what you can do here is really focus on the pivot of your front foot and the turning of your body, right? So really, it's not even throwing the punch, it's getting your arm out and making sure that the arm's parallel to the floor and your elbow's at a 90-degree angle, and then focusing on pivoting that front foot and turning with your hips and shoulders, right? Because that is the movement that will give you the right technique to throw those hooks. Now, when you get this movement down, of course, later on you can throw a little extra arm in there and throw a little shoulder in there, but really the key component to throwing that lead hook is that pivot, right? So you want to make sure that you have that movement down, and it might not feel like you're even delivering with any power at first, but once you get this movement down, you'll have some good snap on that lead hook. So start with your arm parallel to the floor, elbow at 90 degrees, and then just pivot. That's it. You can do the rear one also. The rear hook also requires you to pivot that leg, so you can do that. Think about as if you had a rod running right through you and you were pivoting around on that rod, right? So you can practice in front of a mirror, make sure that your arm is at a good height. I use my own chin as an indicator as to where my fist should be. You can do the same thing. Those are hooks. All right, so for the last set of punches, we'll do uppercuts. So we did straights and hooks, now we're gonna do uppercuts. I really encourage you to work with a mirror whenever you're trying to refine punch techniques. It's a great way to kind of see what it actually looks like when you're performing these techniques. As we're going to do that with uppercuts. So we're going to start with the rear uppercut. Remember, with the rear uppercut, really with a lot of punches, but with uppercuts, the power really comes from the ground, from delivering with your legs, right? So you want a little dip with the legs, and then you come up as you deliver that uppercut, right? And fist is facing your face. Your palm is facing your face, and it comes straight up, right? So that's what you want, straight up, right? And then with that's with the rear uppercut. So you dip a little bit and come up, dip, come up, dip, come up. Do the same thing with the lead uppercut. Dip, come up, dip, up, dip, up. I'm gonna face the mirror now and do my work in front of the mirror. You should do the same. So dip, up, dip, up, dip, up, dip, up, dip, up, dip, up, dip, All right, there's some good punch techniques for you. Try them at home. Have a good time. See you later.